Yeah, Tamara, so many of us are in the low teens and single digits, so that sleet and snow froze solid. It's just a solid sheet of ice out there on many of the roadways. So if you're traveling out, be very careful. And yesterday we had a decent amount of sleet and snow, anywhere from 4.5 inches to 2 inches in Belzona, 2.5 into Grenada. Greenwood to Greenville, on average around 3 to 3.5, some places 4. So again, this was a decent sleet and snowstorm. However, if we could have overcame the sleet quicker, we probably would have seen much more snow here in the Delta, because portions of Arkansas had upwards of 8 to 10 inches. So I think we could have definitely gotten more, but you know, that warm mid layer of air kind of messed up our snow totals. But again, still better than getting freezing rain for sure, because some of our friends in eastern Mississippi were not so lucky. But again, temperatures are bitterly cold, 12 in Greenville. And if it wasn't for cloud cover last night, we'd be in the single digits right now. But you know, fortunately, we had some of those clouds move in and they were very persistent. So that kept temperatures more kind of on a baseline other than dropping so quickly. But it's still very, very cold across the central third of the country. Memphis had some clear skies and you can see what happened there. 1 degree, and somehow it's -20 in Fayetteville, -11 in Oklahoma City. You're just not going to see temperatures like this very often. We have a recording station offline in Little Rock, likely below 0 at this point. Corinth right at 9. So again, extremely cold temperatures. Oxford, you're at a balmy 5 this morning. Tunica, 1 degree. So again, this is just extraordinarily cold. Even Texarkana into southwestern Arkansas, -1, -8 Mena. And look at that, 2 in Shreveport. So again, where those skies cleared, those temperatures dropped very quickly. And Cleveland, Clarksdale, your recording station also offline, but I'm thinking it's probably pretty close to the single digits, especially Clarksdale. You're probably around 4 or 5 degrees this morning. But again, just a brutally cold morning. Wind chills below 0, -7 in Batesville, -1 in Greenville, 7 in Belzona, 8 in Durant. So again, extraordinarily cold air. If you're heading out, you don't want to be out for too long. Be sure to layer up. And we have had some snow showers overnight all across the state into Alabama, as far south as Mobile, across the Delta as well. Now these were just mainly flurries. A dusting at most, not going to be too impactful as we go for the rest of the day, but we are tracking another major winter storm. Winter storm watches now posted from northeast Louisiana to northeast Mississippi. Going to be extremely impactful for much of the Delta, especially the closer you get to the Mississippi River, where temperatures will be a little bit colder. And as we track this out, high pressure today, so we may even see some sunshine, but it's going to be cold. Temperatures only going to top out in the lower 20s. And as we take a look at your future tracker again, we're going to have that cold air and some snow showers break out across Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Little Rock, and then by 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's going to be knocking on our doorstep. Now, this could initially start as snow. We're going to have cold air profile all the way down to the surface, so we could get a couple of hours of snow before we start to see that transition over much of the area. Now, places like Memphis and Little Rock may not transition at all. It could be an all-snow event, but for us, we're going to have that snaggy little warm layer in the mid layers, and this is actually going to cause some of that freezing rain and sleet. So again, this could be very impactful. Notice at 25, Greenville still seeing that freezing rain even down into Jackson, and it doesn't look like we're going to budge above freezing. So again, very impactful along the Mississippi River. Could be some rain further off to the east, but again, as we go into Thursday, it looks like an upper level system is going to spark another round of wintry weather. This could actually be more in the snowy department. So again, couple more days of winter weather, and then I think we'll finally be done, hopefully for the rest of the year, because it's been very impactful. But here's what I'm thinking currently, looking at the latest model runs, anywhere from a trace to 1.5 inches of snow initially, and then we're going to be more on the ice and freezing rain slide. So again, sleet, freezing rain, upwards of 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch on top of what we already have, which is going to cause even more issues. Could see upwards of 3 inches of snow in a slight little slither in northwestern Mississippi from Batesville to Clarksdale to Cleveland, with higher amounts the further west you go, where it's going to be more of an all snow event. But again, definitely not going too high on those snow totals, just because again, we're going to have that sleet and freezing rain mix in, and freezing rain potential is looking to grow across portions of the Delta, especially right along that Highway 82 corridor and into northeastern Louisiana. We could see some pretty significant icing, upwards of 3/4 to maybe even 1 inch. I think there could be 1 inch of ice was set up somewhere across Louisiana, Arkansas, or into Mississippi. And, you know, 0.8 inches of ice is debilitating. That could cause a lot of power outages. So again, this is definitely concerning. We're finally starting to get some water back in Greenville. We definitely do not want to lose power. But again, go ahead and prepare for this storm. If you can, get out, get some supplies. Be very careful on the roadways, because they are a sheet of ice this morning. But as we go into today, at least we get a little break in the action. Could see some flurries this morning, but other than that, 21 tonight, 17, mostly cloudy. We continue to break records almost every day. And then, of course, we're going to be tracking that major winter storm tomorrow into Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday, the sunshine returns. We gradually warm up, and by the weekend, we'll start that melting process. So again, hang tough. We'll get through this next winter storm, but be prepared. And that's going to wrap it up for your morning weather. Now back to you, Tamara.